Dr. Iraj, I am Bernard Chigwar from True Legal Media, an online magazine whose goal is to change the mindset of youth and women so that they may reach their full potential. The media interview women and men who have excelled in their career path. Such could inspire and motivate the relevant groups. Can you introduce yourself to our readers?
I'm Iraj Abedian. I'm the Chief Economist of Pan-African Investment and Research Services, a company that is based in Johannesburg, South Africa.
Thank you. Before joining Pan-African Advisory Service, what were you doing?
I was for 20 years economics lecturer and professor of economics at the University of Cape Town. Of course, I was a student there and did my master's there and worked my way to become a lecturer and professor. And subsequently, in 2000, I joined the Standard Bank as a chief economist, learned to or moved on to learn economics in the business sector. Between 1993 and up to now, I've been involved in economic policy making of New South Africa in various capacities, advisors, consultants, and so on. And that's my background professionally.
Thank you so much. Can you take us through how you managed to be CEO of Pan-African Advisory Service, just in brief?
Well, our advisory services are focused on economic research and business risk management. So that's what my passion is, economic research and understanding the socio-political and political economy factors that affect the business environment.
Okay. What else could you be doing if you were not a CEO?
I could certainly, I love teaching. I would go back to teaching at university in my field of expertise, which is economics and public finance. I could also be part of a business, do the research and strategic investments. So I've made my skills a bit versatile. So if one opportunity comes up, I can move to the next.
Thank you. What challenge did you face in your career path until you reached CEO level?
A lot. I come from a poor family, so being able to get the right education and at the same time that I had to work with limited funds and resources, sacrifices that my parents made, and subsequently learn to finance my education by working hard times and managing the challenges of performing well at the same time that you have to work to finance your education.
Thank you. Yes, there are some economic gains realized in the country, but what is your view regarding the rights of women and youth in this democracy?
Look, in terms of our constitution, women and youth, and especially women, enjoy equal rights and equal access. In terms of actual reality on the ground, we still have a long way to go for the equal rights of women. That, of course, first and foremost, goes back to the education system, goes back to the fact that up until 10-15 years ago, women were systemically sidelined from main quality education, quality skill acquisition, and the development of their capabilities. They were also prejudiced by cultural issues. In every tribe in South Africa that you look at, white tribes and black tribes, women are prejudiced. Some more than others, and therefore historically they have disadvantaged. So they had to catch up. Fortunately, the new dispensation has gone a long way to promote women's rights and women's access to professional business as well as social structures, rights, etc., etc. As far as the youth are concerned, the youth, their main enemy has been a very poor education system, especially a poor public education system. And that means that although they have access to education, although they go to school and sometimes even go to the university, but when they graduate, they do not have the right skills to be able to fill the positions that an economy in the modern day requires. And that's a very important point. The economy since 1994 has become a lot more skills intensive. Banking is not what it used to be, mining is not what it used to be, agriculture is not what it used to be, and so on and so forth. Once upon a time, 30 years ago, if you had a matric, you could get a job just like that. Today, even if you have a master's, you may struggle, because the nature of the economy has changed, has become a lot more skill intensive. So our youth suffer from a very important disability, and that is they have gone through the system, but the education system that they've gone through does not equip them, does not enable them to acquire the skills and capabilities that the modern economy needs. And that's where we get this, at the moment, a mismatch in the market.
Thank you. Can you name a person who has had an impact on your career choice?
A number of people have had impact on my career choice, but most importantly in South Africa, Professor Wiseman Kushler, this is one of my ex-professor and colleagues, certainly was instrumental. In some other choices that I made, the late Eric Morobi was influential in some of the decisions that I made, and many, many others.
Okay, thank you. Your advice to the youth who are at the crossroads of choosing their career path?
My advice is be passionate about what you want to do. Don't be driven by money and glory. Money and glory will come, but see what you're passionate about. Secondly, when you focus on studies or work experience, go after doing the best that you can do. Do not be happy with mediocre or just good enough. Try to be the best that you can be. Doesn't matter that you're not the best, but it's the best that you can be. And the more you go into that mindset of learning and unlocking your own God-given talents, the more you will excel, the more you will gain confidence, and money and other benefits will follow.
Thank you. Our last question is, how do you balance your family activities and your work?
It's a daily challenge. Family is very energy intensive. Having children, family, and as the children grow, their needs change. But also business is a very energy intensive activity. So how do I do it? Through continuous daily reminder that you have to balance it. You got to discuss it with family, daily challenges that you have, so that they understand what you're struggling with, because if they don't, they'll judge you in a negative way. At the same time, you need to make sure that children, your spouse, your parents, if they're alive, get the necessary attention. It's an ongoing challenge. There is no template for it.
Thank you so much for that.
Thank you.